Welcome to another Tech Talk Tuesday, and today is the 17th, and it feels like we're in the, I think, 904th year of COVID. So that dirty word.
Captain's log. Captain's log.
Yeah, Captain's log, start date. Year zero. Somebody told me that today is actually the whole COVID thing's quote unquote birthday. I don't know if you saw any of that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just sad. But you know what? Let's not be sad. Thanks for joining us. I'm Matt, and joined as always by Neal Tardy. Neal, you're not in a tie-dye shirt today, I've noticed.
I have a tie-dye undershirt on, so
okay. I
didn't want to throw you off with the lumberjack look, so I decided to throw on a tie-dye shirt as well.
I mean, I like it. You still look outdoorsy. You're very earthy. You have fall tones.
Yeah, exactly. See,
I don't know.
Just trying to help you out, man.
You know what? I really appreciate that. You know who would not appreciate that? People that have been playing Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs and had made progress in games, only to see their saved game progress in the cloud disappear, really get corrupted, is the reality of it, right? So this story from Engadget, just noting that people were making it pretty far along before noticing that on both games, which both use the kind of Ubisoft, cloud save system or whatever, they were losing access to that, which is super duper frustrating. A lot of people working on, getting angry at Ubisoft, as you can imagine. Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was interesting. It's not something that we hear about very often, which is good, and I'm thankful for that. But I mean, if we're going to blame somebody, I really feel like we're missing the main culprit here. Yeah, it's Viking hackers.
That's right. That's right.
Who else would it be?
Those Norse hackers.
There's cave paintings of
computers.
Hackers. There's a small clan of them that still exist to this day.
Right.
I'm sure that's probably could be true.
Yeah, I do like how this article points out that this isn't platform specific, as in they're not moving all of the same save data in one cloud service server. You don't really have to point that out in my mind because it's going to be saved the same way. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough to say that, but I thought that was really, really funny that the article decided to point that out. I think this is good that we don't hear a lot about this, but I mean, it is a huge major fail on Ubisoft's part, who don't really need help in that department. So,
yeah. I think this is why. I mean, we just obviously we just saw the launch. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Of all the quote unquote next gen, which is now current gen video game consoles. Man, tough timing.
Yeah, and I mean I'm guessing that it has something directly related to the new hardware that they're trying to deal with, like 2 generations of console games and then PC gaming as well. But they get paid a lot of money to make that work, and so there's not a whole lot of sympathy for me there.
Yeah, I'm sure they have a dedicated QA department, so it always makes me wonder, okay, how did this go? But we know, I mean, bugs ship, right?
They do.
See it all the time. We know it. We've seen for years people would pick on Microsoft for it, but that's because they were big enough that that's going to happen. They have a product that's so ubiquitous that you're going to encounter those things. So
there's no product out there that doesn't have a bug, right? That's just not possible.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something that isn't working exactly as intended. That's just kind of software. Both of us know that, but it's part of our everyday lives, squashing bugs and just kind of dealing with that odd behavior. So
Norse hackers,
man, what are we gonna do?
It could have been caused by, I don't know, maybe they ran out of memory.
Oh, you mean like Chrome likes to do?
That's funny that you should bring that up, Neal.
Oh man, it's almost like we had a segue ready. So yeah, if you're a Chrome user and a longtime Chrome user, you have noticed that Chrome has become more and more memory intensive, which is rather annoying, particularly because Chrome used to be this really lightweight browser that didn't do that. And that's kind of why it caught on, because it was fast and it didn't have all these things going on and it didn't consume all this memory on your machine. But with Chrome 87, Google saying that Chrome will now actually prioritize your active tabs, which will hopefully reduce the CPU usage up to 5 times, they're saying. It can also save battery life, obviously, because you're not going crazy on all of your components. So it also says that it's going to make browser startup up to 25% faster, and pages will load about 7% quicker. So some pretty big improvements there. I think it's a huge step in the right direction for them. I have actually looked at other, like I'm a Chrome user generally, but I definitely look at other browsers, particularly Firefox, which has become significantly better over the years, and has really caught up and surpassed Chrome in a lot of ways, particularly for developers like you and I. They've made some really, really nice improvements to developer tools there. So if you're looking for something that's not Chrome, I'd suggest Firefox, particularly if you're a developer. But yeah, I mean, this is really good things for Google and really good things for the Chrome browser, I think.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I agree wholeheartedly with everything that you said. It is disappointing. It has been disappointing over the years to watch it bloat. And you just literally, you look at your kind of resource monitoring on your any machine, right? And it'll take basically whatever it can. So this is a move in the right direction. It kind of makes you wonder, what's changed, and it makes me wonder if there's something, I don't want to call it broken, but underneath the hood, right? I think architecturally, the fact that it is so bloated that we even have to have this conversation where we're excited about a 7% gain in page loads and stuff like that, potential, right? So I mean, I appreciate the effort, but I hope they keep at it. Maybe they'll continue to slim it down.
Yeah,
it needs
I hope they do. They need to. So
yeah, it just needs like a Slim Fast shake. And do chocolate, like do yourself the favor, like, and no, it doesn't taste like chocolate, but it's going to be good. Here, Chrome.
It's going to taste better than the vanilla.
That's right. You know what? Pick you up a 4-pack. Go crazy. Yeah, that way you can have one for breakfast, pretty much the rest of the week, but you have a day off.
Oh man.
Okay.
So there's 5 days in the week now?
Well, there are. Because everybody's working for the weekend, Neal.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I should write a song about that.
Yeah, I think you'll be the first.
Well, another song that could be written is about all the toils that people are experiencing just trying to get their hands on a PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. The Series S, I think, has actually not been as bad, but still missing in action, so to speak. But these are really the kind of the coveted few. The Verge has a great report, and obviously the link will be in the description. But I think it's fascinating to kind of read through here. That's actually narratives of a lot of individuals off their staff, and actually kind of like what their experience was. When I first opened this article and was reading this a few days ago, I thought, why am I doing this to myself? But then as I actually dug in a little further, I find it really fascinating. You have, everybody all over the gamut who is, staying up till like 3 a.m. to try to get one of the non-spoken for units, on launch day. I've been there before. I don't do that stuff anymore. It's not necessarily because I'm wiser and, or anything like that. We've met.
You've listened to us.
Yeah. I'm a known quantity, right? It's just I'm too old for this crap, right? So I don't know. I still want to kind of play around with one of them. I still tend to lean towards the Xbox, honestly, for no other reason than like the Halo franchise, right? Like that's enough for me. just like Mario was enough for people to, stay on the Switch. And, for a long time, Sonic was the reason that or Sega was staying alive, right? And then, PlayStation is really known for their kind of Final Fantasy series, right? Is there any other console specific? I know.
I mean, they have a lot of console exclusives. Like that's kind of why they won the last generation was their exclusives, which is why you're seeing Microsoft acquire Bethesda and other large gaming studios to try and compete with them in that way. And that's also why you're seeing the Game Pass from Xbox as well, which could theoretically just win them the console war outright. Like just that, like they're gonna make buku dollars off of that. And it's a great deal. If you haven't looked into it, it's a great deal. I would actually recommend getting it, but that's how Microsoft's planning on making a bunch of money.
That makes sense.
Game Pass.
Yeah, and so they're bundling eventually, right? When you can go buy one. Because I looked. I thought, I don't know, maybe. Start poking around. No, I mean that's that was a pipe dream. But it is interesting to see how they're kind of bundling those together, and you're not paying a premium at all.
No.
To do that. A lot of times they will. When people bundle things together, they do it in the name of saving money, but really you're paying some sort of convenience fee on top of it. So it's like you're not really saving anything. But in this case, any money by kind of locking in to that bundle. So I think that's kind of fascinating. But I don't know, a lot of good stuff. I'm excited to see what comes next, right? Like we have a lot of cool games on the horizon. We have a lot that have been canceled. But I don't know. I think that there's definitely some cool stuff in the pipeline. I'm eager to see it.
Yeah, you'll have to get your hands on one of the machines first, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So I personally haven't been poking around, but I'm not in the market for one right now. Once we know the launch for Infinite, which I haven't checked up on recently, that'll become much more immediate for me, I think. But I did see an article saying that supplies could and probably will be low until like April next year. So yeah, it could be a while before the supplies jump back up, particularly if COVID, our daily lives, decides to kick back up and things have to close down again. That's just going to further hamper production. So
it's a standard console launch, right?
Standard console launch. They never have enough. If you're looking to get one right away, you're going to have to either try and get one of those lucky pre-orders or just continue to look every day until you find one. Yeah,
it's the NVIDIA graphics card. Like everything
drops at once. Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm going to make you cry. I just all the cool stuff, right?
And then AMD came out with all of their things as well. So I mean, it's not just the big. I mean, AMD is a big player, but it's not just consoles. PC gamers have a lot of stuff that just came out that they can get their hands on and are trying to get their hands on because some of the performance increases this year, particularly with like graphics cards and processors and stuff, is just nuts. Like I can't believe the jumps that they're making right now.
Yeah, I mean, and to think that we're just like 5 weeks, I think, from Christmas, right? So
I mean, shoot. Get it while you can.
Yeah. Well, hopefully your mom or dad got a hold of whatever it was, but they probably didn't.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Just prep yourself now.
Yeah, I am completely prepped.
we could be disappointed together.
Oh, thank you.
It's going to be great.
And with that disappointment, that's all we have for today. So thank you for joining us on this edition of Tech Talk Tuesday. If you want to read up on anything that Matt and I talked about today, you can find those in the description below. And while you're there, go ahead and give us a follow or subscribe. That way you don't miss any future editions of Tech Talk Tuesday. We are live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we would love to join you. We'd love to have conversations live. And And if you have any questions, go ahead and DM Matt and I. You can see our Twitter handles below. His is the Matt Ray because there's only one of them. And mine is just Neal Tardy because I'm boring. But yeah, we'd love to answer any of your questions live or privately if you have any tech questions. So hit us up. And with that, we'll see you next Tuesday.